Good evening and welcome to Formula Pi testing part 2. Continuing from last night's test sequence. My name's Claire Pollard. I'm going to be here guiding you through this evening's proceedings. And on the other microphone, I have the lovely Timothy Freeburn.
Hello.
Who will be also guiding you through proceedings when he's not multitasking and doing lots of difficult, complicated things. So, we are going to crack straight on with the racing tonight. And I've just realised that I've started off the stream. I've got everything ready to go, and I've not in any way prepared myself for the next bit that I have to do. Just one moment.
What's that?
Spin view here, it goes just booting up.
Right.
It just took a little while for the wheels to spin and for it all to get in motion. But first up tonight, we have Pi Hard from Poole in the UK. 20 years coding, 7 days doing Python. I'm expecting to see that number go up every week. I don't want to see 7 days the next time, although I have a sneaking suspicion that we may do. The Pi Hard team, I believe, are one part of what was Chitty Chitty Pi Pi last year. They've now fractured as a team and formed 3 separate teams in pairs, as I understand. Is that correct, Tim Freeburn?
Yes, 3 of them, yes.
Yes. So there are 3 pairs.
3 pairs of, yes, three pairs of people.
Okay.
I do have 6 email addresses, so 3 pairs of people, I
An
take
administrative nightmare.
it.
But it's good to see that teams
lots of
are...
fights or something like that.
Yeah, either I'm
code.
expecting to see part way through Pi Hard teaming up with Chitty Pi Pi and the other entrant that they have in this series and creating a sort of rolling Monster Borg roadblock as they go through the racing. I am expecting that fully. So we're ready to set off the first one.
Yep. So, all right. I'll get this unstuck. There we go. Okay, could you start light sequence, please?
Here we go, green, red, green. And we're away for Pi Hard. Good start. I'm also enjoying the movie-themed lids. They are great. I know there was a little discussion back and forth about the design of this lid in particular, just to make sure that we're not, infringing anything too much. But Pi Hard is wonderful, and obviously one of the greatest films of all time. Not just a Christmas film either. It's not.
My question is: it a homage to Die Hard, or is it a homage to Spy Hard?
Well, this is in fact a
With
fair
Al
point.
Yankovic. Now that was an awesome film.
I would suggest both fantastic films in their own right. Obviously, I mean, who doesn't love Leslie Nielsen giving it large? But I would suspect, with a Bruce Willis-esque head on the top, that it is in fact the aforementioned Die Hard, which is one of the greatest films of all time. Not just a film for Christmas. You can argue with me all you like, which any time of year doesn't matter. And it looks like Pi Hard are really yippee-ki-yay mother trucker as it goes. As they are going around here, 17 and a half seconds. Good times here. About average time, about 16 to 17 seconds is about the average for a Formula Pi autonomous run. And this is looking good. They're all very, very consistent, all within 0.3 of a second of each other, which is great. Liking this. Good evening to everyone in the chat. We're running a live chat as well, so if you get on board, you can ask any questions you've got about the series, how it works, and I'll do my best to answer as well as I can. I've just realised my headphones are not very loud and I can't hear my own voice. There we go, that's better. I can hear myself talk now. That's better.
You can hear your own voice?
Yeah, I can. It's inside my head and everything.
Can you hear my voice over there?
No, I can't, and that's quite good actually, because it does confuse me if I can hear you talking. I can hear my voice now, which is much better. It was very quiet actually. Wow, these are some really, really consistent laps here. These are brilliant laps.
Yeah.
0.3 of a second, the split between the fastest and slowest here. Can they squeeze in one more before Aaron wrangles the robot back into position? I think they can. 18.8, so that's lovely, and that is it for the Pi Hard team from Poole. Great start there. You can clearly see their pre-form with Chitty Chitty Pi Pi has given them a great start. But fantastic, well done Pi Hard. Great starts tonight. Hopefully tonight will be a little less eventful than last night. It was quite a busy old session with lots of people not really running and me having to talk and pad frenetically. So, very good laps, very consistent, liking the look of those very, very much. So whilst I tippity tap on the keyboard of Doom, Aaron has set up the next robot and I can get on with introducing them to you so you know who is next up. So next up, we have the aforementioned Chitty Chitty Pie. There should be a second pie there after the first pie. I think there's a typo in the old spin view. Yes, there is. They're from Poole in the UK. They featured in last year's Formula Pie and came 9th overall, which was a great start for their first season. They had some really, really amazing runs during that time and were absolutely fantastic. So it's great to see you back and great to see you kind of spreading out and taking over more robots. They have 80 years of life between them. Great.
80 years of life?
That's what it's listed here. It says 80 years of life. Just reading what you give me. And like I say, 9th in the previous season of Formula Pie. They did really, really well. So it's good to see you back. Good to have you back with us. And hopefully, we've got another yellow light I can see there. So the light has booted up. They are ready to go. Again, another hello to everyone in the chat. I can see Simon Bugler. I can see Stephen Swindley, who ran last night. Not so successful, but at least it's good to have you back. You know, that's what testing's about. If it doesn't work, it doesn't matter.
He wrote a blog today on what went wrong last night, so check out that blog.
Yes, I will retweet that later on. I did see it, I just haven't retweeted it yet today. I will retweet that from Formula Pie _ on Twitter, and you can go and read that blog on Swinders' website. It's swinders.co.uk. Promotion of all of the things. I can also see the IT guy and Dada Powers as well in there. Good evening. Everyone's just settling in for another evening of racing. Are we ready to go? I think we are.
Not quite.
Okay, a little bit quick this evening. Good evening, Stefan, as well, just joining us. Lovely. Good to have you all with us. Good to go, please. Yes, set off Chitty Chitty Pie Pie, which I have to try desperately not to swear. Because, I have a potty mouth. And I managed to get through 3 seasons without swearing. And Chitty Chitty Pie Pie are away. Wide line and a very aggressive turn to start off with. Almost thought they were going to go straight on there, but that was quite...
Kind of a J turn, wasn't it?
It was a little sort of like, just chucking on the handbrake and throwing all the anchors out, skidding it around. It looks good. First lap, 16.67 seconds. So despite that aggressive start, it's given them the flying start they needed to get around nice and quick. So coming into the headbanger corner here, Aaron did actually bang his head moments before we went live. He's okay, doesn't need hospital or anything, but did make a nice noise down here. I have to apologise as well. I don't know if the gym next door have kicked off again this evening. There was possibilities of dubstep as we arrived, that we could hear them opening up for the evening, so I'm hoping there isn't. Maybe I can give them a playlist.
I think I can hear something. So
can you?
You probably do have that in the background.
I've got my noise isolation.
My biggest concern is that YouTube goes, "Oh, you're playing all sorts of illegal music," over
and then
the
we
top
get copyright infringement stuff.
I don't know what to do with
kind
that.
of like, and then we have to go and do all the say well, it wasn't us, it just happened to be in the neighbourhood, and da-da-da-da. Bit of a mixed bag of laps here for Chitty Chitty Pie Pie. We're ranging between 16.67 seconds and 19.57 seconds. So maybe the slightly erratic turns is not quite as quick as that first lap was that we saw. But this is still, again, if you take the average, they're probably about 17 seconds, I would say. That's just pushed it up a little bit more towards the 18-second mark, I'd say. But still looking good for Chitty Chitty Pie Pie. Nice to have them back with us, like I said. So I imagine this will probably be their last lap, unless Aaron catches them on the way past. So that is probably it. I imagine he'll catch him on the next pass coming round. That is definitely 2 minutes. Oh, bit of a reverse there, bit of a thought. And no, not quite sure what that is, but interesting. Is that it now?
It's time up.
Time up, and a neat little spin at the end there to enable Aaron to wrangle the robot. He's going to have to go around again. So that is it. That is a good 6 laps for the team Chitty Chitty Pie Pie from Poole in the UK. They've got a good average time there, about 18 seconds. Nice little turn there, trying to avoid Aaron and trying to avoid being wrangled back into the pens. You'll never avoid him. Worst comes to worst, we'll just give you a kick. Oh, he's decided... Oh, he's got the other robot. I wonder what was happening then. Very confused for a moment. Right, let's move on to our next competitor for tonight. Where am I going with my thing? So this is me trying to desperately remember how all of the systems work that we have here so that I can commentate and operate all the heavy lifting machinery as we're going. So now spin view for the next contestant that's lining up on the track. Let's hope this has worked. It has! It's Mary Pipins from Poole in the UK. It is a veritable pool fest this evening, with the third team coming out of Chitty Chitty Pie Pie, all going with wonderful themed lids.
The third team of Chitty Chitty Pie Pie.
Well, the third break-off team. We've had all three of them in a row now. It's a random number generator and just happened to be next to each other. But it makes my commentary job easier because I can explain these are the three that have come out of the one team and formed the three.
Well, they're genuinely random as well.
Yeah, it is really random, and they're genuinely next to each other. So Mary Pipins here, first showing 4 to 6 months coding experience, looking for their first set of testing laps here on the Formula Pi track. I put the mouse on the screen. Yeah, forget about that. There's so many things that I forget.
Does it actually show?
It does,
on the
yes.
podcast? Oh,
Yeah, it does, yeah. Everyone gets the
we can
mouse.
switch that off so that it
Yeah, we
doesn't.
probably should, shouldn't we? It would save me making the mistake, and then if I did drag my mouse over there accidentally, no one would die. Because, yeah, I have done that in panic. I suppose I can point at things. If somebody's stuck, I'd probably like, maybe here?
Yeah, that's
I could
very
actually,
true.
you know. So we have a bit of a homebrew setup here for broadcasting. Paul from Pimeroni was witness to the final and saw the amount of work that me and Tim have to do to kind of keep this thing moving. And Tim is sitting across the room from me on another desk with 6 cameras in front of him. All of them are on a 3-second delay? A 2-second delay?
Yeah, it varies. At the moment, they're on a 2-second delay.
Okay, so Tim can basically watch the cameras, usually when it's racing, and he waits for action, and then he'll flip the camera to where the action's happening, so you guys see the action as it happens. But it's very difficult to commentate and talk at the same time because you're just seeing everything a few seconds behind you. He has to delay his reaction slightly, otherwise it gives the game away. Please set off the next robot.
My brain is delayed by about 2 seconds, so it's fine.
So you've got 4 seconds in total?
I just switch.
Okay.
We are ready anyway. Okay, start light sequence, please.
I can see Felix has just joined us. He's asked, is Chesmo in the competition? I don't think they are. This is just testing, so no code's been submitted, I don't think, from that team. Good start here for Mary Pipins. Bit tentative out of the corner, but still getting a move on. Are Chesmo in the competition this year? Please, Tim Freeburn.
I'm not sure if they're in the competition. They're certainly not in the testing because they haven't submitted code. But
Okay.
I can check. You should have received an email from us in the last couple of days if everything went right. If you've bought an entry and haven't received anything from us, then certainly send us an email and let us know, and we'll make sure that you get everything you need.
Yes. So please, Felix, if you could, that'd be great. These 3 times are looking pretty good for the Mary Pipins team. I can see there being a bit of an internal rivalry here going on between these 3 robots. The battle of the movies. I was hoping that the Mary Pipins robot would have like a little ejectable umbrella that you could just flick up at difficult times and float away. A bit like Swinder's roll tux that he'd implemented. I was hoping to see that on a lid, but sadly it would be too tall for the system. Tim's feverishly tapping on Aaron's computer now. He's left his post. So I don't know what he's doing. 17.84 there now for the 5th lap for Mary Pipins. It's a good time here. Maybe I can say Mary Pippins. Is that? Just have to work out how to pronounce these puns. Mary Pipins is definitely the more obvious way to pronounce it, but Mary Pippins sounds better. It does sound like I've just misunderstood the name of that film. Although I feel like I should be pronouncing this as like Dick Van Dyke style. Call blimey Mary Pipins. I should be giving it my worst Cockney accent that I possibly can. I'm going to have to practice for next time. This is a good 6 laps actually, a good 7 laps now actually. I think that's probably it. Are you supposed to say when time's up? Is that your job? Time is up, okay. But the Aaron's going to collect it. Okay, here he is, delicately walking around the track.
It's all under control.
Good. Nothing's on fire. That's good. That's the best news. Right.
I don't think we have an entry for Chesmo, so
Okay.
please send us an email to check that one because I certainly can't see anything at the moment.
All right then. Well, that is instruction for you, Felix. If you can, please let us know how things are going. So, let me find out who is next on the grid. I believe we've got a proper showing of brand new contestants this year, and so far we have another ASCII issue.
Oh,
But Sheldon's Fury from Waterbury in the USA, brand new contestant for this year. Loving your dog. That is a fine hound there. Looking good on the picture. First time in Formula Pi, no previous record for Sheldon's Fury. I'm assuming that is a nod to The Big Bang Theory and Sheldon's Rage. I'm assuming, unless your name's Sheldon, in which case, still just awesome. But yeah, looking forward to seeing how you're getting on this year. Whereabouts is Waterbury? Which state is it in? Because it's not a city or a town I'm familiar with. I'm actually going to look on the internets.
not sure.
No state on there, see? I can't look, can I? Because I'm on airplane mode. Because if I flip the phone on, you'll get the... You need to reset the old timer in the old China. Look at that. What a well-oiled machine we are now. Right. I can see the light has come on. Have they had their 2 minutes, please?
Not quite.
Not quite. Okay. Actually, I'm saying like, where is Waterbury? But I genuinely have the internet here, because funnily enough, we're broadcasting on the internets, so I can just
Don't kill the stream.
yeah, I know. Well, my internet's actually... So Waterbury has actually put me in Birmingham in the UK, which is not the one we're looking for. I can see a Waterbury in Connecticut, so I'm assuming that is the one. It hasn't given me any other options for a Waterbury in the US. So that is eastern United States, just west of Boston. Nice part of the world. Okay, so please, Tim, set off Sheldon's Fury.
Okay, start light sequence, please.
So good luck, Sheldon's Fury, on your first testing run here. See how it goes.
Oh no.
Oh, Sheldon is going to be absolutely raging at this one if he doesn't get off the line. That looks like there's nobody home. Are we going to power cycle like we've done last night for this particular robot? Carrying on.
Yeah, power cycle, please.
Good. So we'll give him a power cycle, give him another 2 minute boot time, and try one more time, and we'll see how it goes. Simon has asked, do we know what the challenges are this season?
Sorry, I just need to run away for a minute. I've got some sort of cough. I promise I will update that by next week. We have been discussing what we're going to do and how we're going to change things, and I'm very aware that I am running very overdue, on very, very late on actually giving people all the information on what we're going to be doing. It will be quite similar to what we had last season, but with some small changes. So by this time next week, if I haven't put something up, then everyone can come and punch me in the arm or something.
Well, so can I maybe suggest, in the essence of providing everyone with a good amount of time for getting ready, this is up for discussion. You can say no because everything's set in stone, whatever. Could we swap race 1 with challenge 1 so that it gives everybody 2 weeks where they know they're just racing, and then they get a bit of extra time they get a full 2 week session to prepare for the challenges, rather than 1 week or potentially no time at all, in the interest of fairness?
That is an idea. I'm not sure it's something I want to make an instantaneous decision on right now.
Okay.
But that's certainly something I could look at. I think there is going to be. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, start light sequence, please.
So we're setting off Sheldon's Fury possibly for the second time here.
Yeah, that's a no-go.
I think that is a false starter. That is not happening.
Okay, swap robot out, please.
So, Sheldon's Fury, we will investigate why that didn't start. We will see if it was a light issue or a robot issue or a code issue, and we will get in touch with you and let you know what the issue was. If it turns out to be a hardware issue, because we're on the second testing day now, we will run you in a private session and send you a link to the YouTube video if it turns out to be a hardware issue. If it is a software issue, we will not run you again. I hope that makes sense. Simon says, sounds good. Chitty Chitty Pie Pie is ready for anything. Good. You may need wings. Who knows? We will have a discussion. But I would be backing swapping racing and challenge. But you're the Tim. You're in charge. I merely waffle a lot and talk and get things wrong. So I'm probably not the one that should be making the decisions at all. Oh, talking of waffling as well, incidentally, while we're here, I got an email today from the Pi Foundation, and I am doing a lightning talk at Raspberry Fields. So if you happen to be at Raspberry Fields at the end of June, 30th of June, 1st of July, please make sure you keep Saturday afternoon free at 1:30 to come and listen to me talking about Formula Pi, or why you shouldn't work with robots and live broadcasting. I think is going to be the subtitle for my talk.
Back to the children.
I thought about why you shouldn't work with children, animals and robots. I think that might be good, but we have children, but they're generally lovely, like competing in this, and they're generally brilliant.
Yeah.
In fact, to say generally, that is an understatement. They're all brilliant. There's been no animals. Moo was on the track.
Moo was on the track, yeah, she was.
And she's obviously incredible. Yeah. So really, it's only the robots that are causing the aggro.
Why you shouldn't work with robots.
Why you shouldn't work. So that's why I thought I'd shorten it. Why you shouldn't do live broadcasts with robots. Jamie, you're on my list of examples of people who do amazing things with robots that give me heart attacks and make me giggle. And it would just be a general Formula Pi chat, just to, let everyone know that we're doing this again, and some of the more interesting things that have happened whilst we've been doing it, like lost wheels, people ejected into the gravel, things that you just don't expect. So yeah, please come. That's my little pity plea for please come and listen to me talking. Because I talk all right on a microphone when I'm in a room and there's no one listening. Or, as far as I can see, no one's listening.
We get to talk for another 2 minutes now because we had a false boot up, so we've restarted.
Oh, there we go. I haven't even done the spin view for this next team either, so we've got that to look forward to as well.
Let's do that.
But yeah, whilst talking in a room is one thing, talking in a room with actual real people in where I can see the whites of your eyes is another thing entirely. So please come and listen to me talk and have a chat with me afterwards, and that would be great. If you want to meet me, if not, then just have a nice day, because it would be a great thing to be at anyway. If you're not coming, why not? You need to have a good reason. So I will introduce the next person now. I have updated the thing. Next up, we have another American entrant from San Francisco in the USA. It's AFK CLJ. I have no idea how I should be pronouncing that, or whether I should be a clug, or whether it.
Away from keyboard. What's the rest of it mean?
Away from keyboard. I'm not sure. Is there a rude word in it?
Oh, it could be.
Do I have to be careful? You see, now this is it. I'm not allowed to swear. I've been really good. Paul from Pomeroni broke the rule, and he's sworn first, so it's taking the pressure off me now. I've typed it into the old. Let's have a look. But yes, from San Francisco, new team again for us this year, and yeah, excited to see them, and also excited to know what it stands for.
Yeah, try the lights as well.
Oh, so we've got a potential issue here. Could the LED have gone? Oh,
yeah, swap the robot over, please.
So after 2 starts, that is a non-starter for AFK CLJ. We will investigate that one because your coloured light didn't come on, so that indicates there may be a hardware trickery. But we will investigate. Like I said before, if it's hardware, you'll get a rerun, and we will record it and post it up on YouTube in a private session for you to watch. There'll be no commentary, sorry, but you'll still get to see your robot running. If it's a software issue, we will not rerun it. but we will help you out fix the issue, whatever it happens to be.
Well, we'll give you as much information as we can. For example, some people are running their own code which is not based on our code, and we can only help so much with that sort of thing. But if you're running something based on our code, then we can certainly help you and try and figure out what's gone wrong for you.
Good. Right. So we have another new robot here, another new contestant. Lots of newbies this year. I'm liking this. It mixes it up a bit.
Yeah.
Not that I don't love the old guys, but here we have from Malvern in Victoria in Australia, another Australian entrant. It's Team Rosie, who have limited coding experience, so this is all new for them. So Python for the first time round, by the sounds of it. They will be running tonight for the first time and hoping to get some good laps in here. Another Australian entrant for Tim to cheer on. He does like, obviously, Australia because he was born there and he still holds an Australian passport, so he still has to be nice to people. He's not fully British yet, but it's good to see another Australian entrant in here. We had one from Sydney last night, so it's good to see another Aussie entrant on the grid.
Still waiting.
Oh, okay. I was hoping you'd input something
You're looking at me.
about Malvern and about your knowledge of Victoria.
This is radio, not television.
Yeah,
What
no.
am I, a method actor?
Are you stealing your lines off the internet again?
Yeah.
Are you trying to be
It was
all
Die
big and
Hard.
clever? Oh, is it? Okay. So we clearly need to watch that film again. I've not seen it in enough time.
Oh.
All hail Alan Rickman in that
Hands
film.
booby.
What?
Hands booby.
Is that not a swear word?
I don't think so.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Well, Aaron appears to be walking out again. We've got another restart. Oh, this is torrid now. We had this last night. We had a bit of issue with some of the robots not playing ball. I was hoping we wouldn't have this again tonight.
Robots.
I know, seriously, don't work with robots. Literally, as I announced the fact that I'm doing this talk, it's like don't work with robots, and then look, it's just all hell breaks loose and everything's broken. Nothing's on fire though, so that's quite good. I'm quite pleased with that little factoid.
We do have a fire extinguisher upstairs. We need to now because we've got LiPo batteries on the Raptors.
I just can't believe that Mr. Anti-Lipo has all of a sudden been like, we're using lipos now.
Yeah.
Mr. Never use lipos on your robots because they'll just explode in a ball of flames and everyone will perish. Is now like, we're using lipos for everything.
If I could do something else, I would.
Car batteries?
They're quite heavy. Lead acid batteries are very heavy.
I think you're more than capable. Run Doodleball, raise the gantries a bit. Brap.
Yeah, he wouldn't fit, would he?
Okay, so that is another one that looks like it's potentially not going to set into its run mode. I was expecting a red LED to come off the back of that, and that just looks distinctively orange to me from here.
Yeah.
Or white. Maybe somebody's got the wrong light. Do you want to flick the lights anyway?
I think that's... yeah, you can flick lights anyway.
So there's another non-starter for Team Rosie potentially. So we're going to just cycle the lights to see if it is a... That is nobody's home there either.
Swap it out, please.
So that is another one that gets the same message as everyone else. If it's a hardware issue, you will get a run that we will record and put up on YouTube as a private video, and you will be able to see your robot running. If it's a hardware problem, if it is a software problem, we will try and help you out as best we can. If it is our software, we'll obviously be able to give you more detailed help than if it is your own software. I thought you were on airplane mode.
I am.
You're still looking at your phone.
Well, you never know.
Does airplane mode mean you've got like little drones that come and deliver you messages instead of...
That's it. Yeah, I
Good.
get my information via aeroplanes. If there's an aeroplane going over the top of me right at that time, then actually I'll get a packet of data.
Oh, that's quite good. Is it actually a little packet in brown paper with string on? isn't it?
Parachute drop or something.
So, whilst we're now at the halfway point, we've really rattled through these tonight. We're 6 in now. I should have done the video a little bit earlier. I have to give a shout out to the lovely people who are sponsoring Formula Pi. Obviously, the contestants and competitors are brilliant and fabulous and supporters, and they're really, really thankful. We have some other people who have backed us a little bit more. We've got first one called POSIX, who provide accurate indoor positioning systems, GPS systems. They are used in the Raptor Borgs very heavily, and it's absolutely a fantastic system. Check them out if you want any localized GPS systems. Mod My Pi, our friends down in Tunbridge Wells who resell our boards and look after our stock. All the Pi Borgs live there. They've moved from here now. Next up, Electromaker, the team from Poole. Where are Electromaker based?
Yes, Poole.
Yeah, I was right. Having a moment. IQ Audio, who ran last night very successfully, I might add. Got some good laps under the bag, so it'll be good to see them back in the series as well. Check out their audio hats and DACs. And finally, Pi Moroni from Sheffield on Sea, the lovely guys from the north, who provide some amazing boards.
Sheffield on Sea?
Yes.
Is that on sea?
Mm-hmm. It's where the pirates live, on the sea.
Okay.
It is. If you'd like to sponsor Formula Pi, please hit us up with an email at info@formulapi.com. We're also on Twitter at @formulapi_ and at pi_borg for all other robotics business. Right. Have I introduced the next team? I haven't. I'm too busy doing adverts and things. But we are now ready to go with the next team. I've just tapped the spin view, which is all very manual. I'd love to have buttons that do this automatically. I could probably do a Raspberry Pi thing for that if I had some time. Next up, it's the Think Robot team from Villeneuve d'Ascq in France. That is, I seem to remember where that is in France. I have to go and look it up on the map. Great to have them. Another new team for us. We received your lid in the post the other day, I remember, because it ended up at my house. Because of some confusion. But we are so glad you're with us. They've got many years of coding experience. So it is great to have you with us. Nice lid as well. Good use of the logo there. What does Think stand for? Does it stand for anything? Is it just thinking? Or is it THINK something? So I've not read their brief.
I'm not sure. Do you have a...
I do, but I'd have to go and look for it.
You can open it.
Nothing like being prepared, is there?
Shall we start the robot?
Yes, if you'd like to.
Yeah, okay. Okay, start light sequence, please.
Oh, I found it. There we go. So, this is a good start for Think Robot. They get away. That's great. The lights have gone on. I just took a glance over Tim's shoulder and could see on the monitor a little bit earlier. I shouldn't. I need to look down and not look at this screen so much. So I think Robotics taking a little bit of a slow line into that first corner, but then picking up speed as we're going through the last few corners, coming out of Headbanger now into 20 seconds is a good start. I've got their registration form up now.
That's a very tight line, isn't it?
Very tight line. Good turns as well, little J turns coming in there. Their ages range from 35 to 41, and they list their hobbies as hobby robotics, wargaming, and roller derby. Hopefully not all at the same time.
That could be possible.
However, roller derby.
Lap time, that.
It could be. You could have robotic roller derby with the little Warhammer, the wargaming figures. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. Roller derby, I'm super interested in. I'd love to have a go at that. I've got very sharp elbows. I think I'd be quite good. Their team is their company team. They're a team of 4 colleagues that are doing this, so great way to spend your time after work. So they got a really fast lap in their second one, 15.9 seconds. That's looking great, and settling into a more average time, 18.3. It's good. Like I said, average is about 16 to 17 seconds is what we've seen the winners do. Actually, Lambda P last year and the year before was clocking about 16 to 17 second laps. Fastest overall is 13 seconds. I think it's 13.1, 13.2. I'm sure Jamie will correct me. That is held by the IT guy who did a flying lap in the second season of Formula Pi. And it was brilliant. It had me in stitches because he was on the wall, then he was on the track, then he was on the wall, then he was nearly in the gravel, then he was on the track, and he still managed to throw down the fastest lap we've ever seen on the track with these monster borgs. So these are looking like some good laps from the Think team. settling into second and 17. Oh, just before they get that last lap in there. Oh,
that is
a lovely neat little stop there on the
nice
corner.
stop,
Lovely.
yeah.
As long as that's
They've
not a troll.
definitely swapped lots of lanes there. They've definitely targeted different lanes each. Not sure each lap, but maybe each 2 laps or something along those lines. So,
Yeah, wonderful. It's Stefan's team. He's in the chat. It's Think
what's
Robotics
your
is his
strategy,
team.
Stefan?
Hello. Well done. Jamie's just confirmed 13.63 seconds is the fastest lap. I should write that down. I write it down every year so I can remember and then probably forget again for the next week.
Rather than writing on a post-it note, you could stick it somewhere to monitor or something. Keep it forever.
I could. That would be well too organised though for me. That would be well organised. But well done, Stefan. Well done, the rest of the team. Congrats on your first successful Formula Pi run there. 15.91 is definitely a good lap. That is not too shabby. Work out what you did there. Repeat it. You'll be on to a winner, guaranteed. Obviously, because nothing can happen in racing other than exactly what you anticipate. But well done. Good start. So yet another new team. To Formula Pi, the next robot here that is just booting up on the old start grid. I can see the light has turned blue, which indicates to me this is Red Pi Racing, another team from Sydney in Australia. Maybe you can get involved with, was it Megawatt that were last night, who are also in Sydney?
Yeah,
you should have a meet up and discuss tactics and maybe have a little Antipodean meet up and get some strategies going together and work together on this. They've got 10 years of professional coding experience, and like I said, first outing in Formula Pi, brand new team again for us this year. It's great to have so many new faces joining the old regulars, and it's great to have everybody back again. So I'm reading the rest of their rego sheet, and it says they're previously a game developer and currently make VR experiences. Awesome. Really, really, that's currently my bag. We are at work, obviously I may have said this, I work for a CAD company, and we are moving rapidly towards CAD for VR and trying to support multiple imports to different VR packages from our CAD package. It's one of the things that we're releasing in the latest version of our product, which is due in a few weeks' time. Right. Yes.
You've
Please.
done the spin view for Red Robot?
I have, yes. We talked about Sydney.
Red Pi, try again.
Red Pi Racing.
Yeah. Okay.
RPR.
Okay, start light sequence, please.
So, name is a play on Red Bull Racing, which is the teams that they follow in Australian supercars and Formula One. So obviously big Danny Rick fan, I imagine. And probably Mark Webber before that. Obviously we are as well in our house. I have to be. I'm told I have to be. We do actually sometimes watch the Australian supercars as well, don't we? It does make its way over here.
We do.
We do like it, especially when...
I did do pit crewing in that.
What, in Australian supercars? It was in GT.
A long time ago.
So there we go. So Tim used to be a grease monkey for the Australian Supercar Series back in the day, and used to wield spanners for people. And didn't you shun Ron Dennis on one particular day?
I didn't shun him. I just didn't know who he was.
So like you get the opportunity to meet the head of, or ex-head of McLaren Formula One, and you're just like talking about tyre pressures. Who are you? Sorry, you're in my way.
I was trying to have a discussion.
You were actually trying to have an in-depth discussion with your pit manager. These are some good times for Red Pi Racing, starting out with some good 17-second laps here. Like I said, average time about 16 to 17 seconds, so this is looking great for them. Another 17.9. This is a very, very consistent time. I just realised the reason I can't see these lap times is because my microphone is in front of the lap time counter on my screen.
Oh.
Just going to move my microphone ever so slightly. Excuse me, everyone. That was me breaking things. Sorry, everyone.
I don't know what you dropped.
I don't know what I dropped either.
It was loud.
It was loud. So I'm just destroying the office at the same time. Red Pi Racing still doing some good 17-second laps here. What have I broken? It's not the lids, is it?
I don't think it's anything important. You'll be right.
Let's hope not. Oh well. It's dead to me now. 17 seconds here across the board for Red Pi Racing. Great start. Although there was, oh no, it was the American race series. It was like the Baja bugs that have crazy suspension, isn't it? That we watch sometimes with crazy jumps. That's not Australian, is it?
Yeah.
Or is it Australian?
What was that called? It was the Lucas Oil, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was a Lucas Oil one. But I seem to remember there was one done on dirt, and then there's one done on tarmac. And the one on tarmac, I had a suspicion it might be Australian. I can't remember who that was though. Somewhere there was that video that we saw with the big crash at the finish line, and there was like a big cloud of smoke, and there were all these guys just driving towards it, like some of them were in the air. It's like, I don't know what's happening! And they all managed to avoid each other, which is just the best. Me and Tim are big motorsports fans. We tend to watch anything with wheels that moves. We're down for that.
Except for Formula One, it seems a bit slow at the minute.
We just abandoned this season, haven't we? Really, we need to book our tickets for the WEC. In all honesty.
Yeah, WEC is where it's at.
Yeah, that is definitely where it's at, and also it looks like Fernando Alonso might be on for the Le Mans win this year, which would be fabulous. Just because he's had such a horrible time the last few years in Formula One with McLaren, Honda, and now McLaren's still struggling with their new engines. It's well, they're not struggling as much, I don't think. But yeah, it would be great to see him win something. He won at Spa with the team, so it's good to see. And you could just see a change in his demeanour. The way he interviewed in the pit lane was just, you could tell he was happy.
Wacky racer spin you.
Oh yeah, this racing thing. I forget we're doing this. I'm just sitting here chatting. I think I didn't have much sleep last night, so I'm a little bit rambly today, and I'm forgetting what I'm doing quite easily. I was up from 3 o'clock this morning, so maybe I'm on Australian time. But here we have next up another French entrant, and also another ex-Formula Pi entrant from last year. They came 13th. It is Wacky Racer from Saint-Ouen in France. They had a bit of a mixed bag season. They had some really, really good results and then some not so good results, which meant they just missed out on the final last year. However, it's great to have them back, and that Muttley lid is still looking just as good as it was last year. And they say beginners in Python, but I think they're probably slightly more than a beginner right now. They've done a whole season of Formula Pi.
They're experts.
Yeah, that's it now. You've got your badge to say, I've completed a season of Formula Pi. Imaginary badge. No real badges.
Maybe we should print out certificates for people to say, sort of like you would get, I don't know, a diploma or a degree or something.
I survived Formula Pi.
Yeah, a Formula Pi
survivor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, good.
It sounds good to me.
Do I get one every time I complete a season as well?
You get a special one that says I've commentated on Formula Pi.
Oh man, I want it survived.
Well,
it feels like a bit of a survival effort sometimes.
Shall we go?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, start light sequence, please.
What's the worst that could happen? So, Wacky Racer here from Saint-Ouen back for a second run. See how they do. Good first start. Great first corner. That white light seems to be brighter than the normal.
I think that's cyan.
Is it?
No, it is white. Sorry, my mistake.
It is white. Can I hear music? Or is it robot? I think it's robot. Yeah, we're just hoping that the gym next door doesn't kick off with loud dubstep. We're going to go and ask them nicely, aren't we, when we start racing?
Yeah, for the racing, we'll let them know.
16.66 though, first lap. That is very, very good from the Saint-Ouen team. Not the fastest time so far tonight. That was 15.91. I think that's the fastest time across both nights, if I remember correctly. Let's see how we're doing. Actually, I'm quite excited. We've got barbecue coming up after this. That's good. As long as the weather's not horrible by that point. Snags. Get them on the barbie.
I like a good barbecue.
Really?
Yeah.
I would not have known that, given your heritage.
What's my heritage?
It's like you just bleed barbecue sauce, don't you, if you get cut?
Probably beer or something.
Beer and barbecue sauce. Foster's. 18.45, slowest lap there for Wacky Racer, but good, solid. Oh, a little bit of a slowdown there coming into the last corner, but good solid times here, I was just about to say. as they come round to complete another lap. 17.84, a little bit faster this time, even with that slow stop time.
There seems to be some avoidance stopping going on, so
that's quite good.
That's probably a good lap when you consider it's, sitting there trying to make sure it doesn't collide into other robots.
Okay, Aaron's going for the walk. He's going to try and catch him as he comes through the S's now. Will he do it? Oh yeah, it was trying to avoid his feet then. It was slowing down as it came into his feet. Oh, it's like a little pet. Felix says, what time is it? We're an hour behind you, so it's 7:15 here. It's 8:15 for Felix that's Norway, isn't it? Yes. Yeah, you're an hour. We're an hour earlier than you, so it is our dinner time. Well, quite late, but I'm actually getting quite hungry now. Right, last robot for tonight, and then you can all go and get on with your lives, and we'll see you for the next.
The last one, because Lambda P has sent us an email saying that their code will not start.
So next up we have Ecstatic, who are from Volkswagen in Germany. They are 12th in Formula Pi last year, and it's great to have them back. They had a couple of non-starts and then picked up a lot of momentum towards the end of the season, and it's good to have them back. So they got 12th from memory. I'm checking my thing. Yep, they got 12th overall last year. They did really, really well, and obviously I'm enjoying the picture of Cartman that's there. I'm imagining that's like you in your room, just shouting at the thing. That's my Cartman impression. That's as far as I'm going, because South Park's quite sweary. But that's it. Ecstatic on the grid, ready to go. Yeah, you see, as Tim was saying, Lambda P were going to be last up tonight, but they have emailed us to say that their code is not quite ready. So Ecstatic will round off tonight's racing. You started talking just as I was doing the spin.
I didn't realise you'd started the spin. I can't see Claire's monitor, so
need a little mirror.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, God, I'm so tired.
I need a big mirror. Or we could put these computers near each other or something, but two microphones problem. All sorts of problems to contest.
Well, we'd only need one microphone then.
True.
When you're ready then, please, Tim, send off Ecstatic on their lap.
We're still waiting for the 2 minutes. We're almost there. We are there.
Okay.
Okay, start lights at good speed.
I haven't had a lot of sleep. I am quite tired. So, Ecstatic, finishing off proceedings here tonight, and they're away. Or not. Well, this is interesting. Oof.
It's a unique strategy.
It is a unique strategy.
Not sure it will work.
Nope, I am unsure this will go down well during the competition. There are some very, very loud bangs coming from upstairs, which I can hear that just precede this a little bit as Ecstatic flips themselves over and finally gets on going the right way. Swinders is informing us he's just had dinner. Good effort. This is a great way to spend your dinner time, actually. I'm jealous. I am waiting for my barbecue sausages. It's pretty much my evening. I'm going to go home, sit myself on the couch, and Tim's going to make sausages. Because being the designated Australian, he is the barbecuer in the household. Finally settling on the middle line after a bit of a wibbly-wobbly line choice and going the wrong way. And now putting in a 20-second lap, so that's great. Possibly another 30-second. Is that lane choice possibly there we're seeing, or...?
That does seem to be out quite wide.
Quite aggressive lane choice.
And then in tight... it's hard to tell.
As Swinder said, it is interesting lines. I imagine that is probably about it, though. They may only get one more lap in before we have to call it a night and tuck all the robots up for their bedtime.
So that seems like a half lane, and then it's back to
mid lane, and then it goes wide out again. Yeah, interesting. Very interesting. I'd be interested to know
I
what that's
wonder,
doing.
actually, looking at that, I'm wondering if they are aiming for specific lanes, but what they've got wrong is the direction of the lanes, i.e. the positive and negative. At the end of the straight, they probably meant to go dive to the inside, and they've dived to the outside.
Okay.
That's my guess, but I'm not sure.
That's one for the checking out later, isn't it? Right, well that's it then. This is it for tonight. I can see Aaron is coming downstairs. He's had enough now. So we are done. That is it. End of the live feed for tonight. We will be back on the 20th of June in some format or another, I'm going to say. We'll post up a link to the YouTube feed. What that ends up being in a few weeks' time is probably up for discussion, especially if you haven't actually sorted yourself out yet, Tim. Lols. But we will discuss that and we'll let you know as soon as we've made a decision as to what we're actually going to be doing. But thank you very much for joining us, and we will see you in a couple of weeks' time. Bye-bye for now.
Thank you and good night.